there's a box of rocks that were in this platoon. There's this one kid, and I'll never forget his name, Hodges. Hodges followed me from, unfortunately, he followed me from Parris Island all the way to infantry school. And I don't know where I don't know where he ended up. I should probably Google him and see if I can find him. But, man, that poor kid. That was like what they did back in Vietnam. Like, it was the SecDef in Vietnam, Kissinger or whatever.
Yeah.
When he did like he did that thing where he like lowered standards and like got a bunch of people that shouldn't have been in the military because they're like licking lollipops.
Oh yeah, because they needed the people. Yeah.
Woo! And Hodges like fell into that category, like full blown ASVAB waiver. Like it was bad, and like he had a weird voice too. Like it was very like strained. So he'd always be like, "Yes sir, no sir," like that. Like he was always trying to push his shit out. So like there was always that going on. And then one day, and he just like his disposition, there was like a disconnect in his brain because after being beat for so long, like you kind of learn like well, you definitely learn. You're like, all right, I won't like drink orange juice anymore, or I won't use my left hand for this, or I won't, like all these things you're not going to do so that way you don't incur the wrath of all these drill instructors. And I don't think Hodges ever really picked up on that. Hodges was just skipping through on his own program, and he was getting he was just getting, hourly beatdowns. And I remember one day we were at I think when you go to a rifle range in Parris Island, you switch barracks. You go from, whatever barracks, whatever training battalion you're in, you pack up all your shit and you do a ruck out to the rifle range. You stay in the they call them weapons barracks or whatever they called them back then. So anyway, we're out there and they get their own chow hall and whatever and whatnot. So we're in the and it again, like it's all screaming all the time. There is no relaxation at any point during this entire boot camp experience. So we get out there. So you're getting yelled at the entire ruck march out there. And then you get there and you're getting yelled at. And then you're at the chow hall. And then there's no ice cream. There's ice cream machines, but like don't touch these things. Yeah. Like this is like strictly forbidden. Don't do this. So we're all like blah, 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 just eating quickly, trying to get it done. Well, Hodges goes and gets ice cream. Like while all this chaos is going on, he's just like he's like his own world. He's like, oh wow, they didn't have ice cream at the other place, but they have it here. I might as well dabble. And he went and he got a thing of ice cream and he started eating it. And it was like, oh man. It would be like if someone whipped out their tits in church. Like everybody was just like, we were just like, holy shit, he's gonna get fucked. And like everybody kind of like all the drill instructors like turned and looked, and then they like came and then like I don't remember what happened, but it was from what I recall, it was probably something of like one of the drill instructors was like, is that ice cream good, Hodges? Because you're gonna fucking pay for it. And then back in the barracks, we're all online. And they're just smoking the dog shit out of, like, everybody's standing online in the squad bay at attention while they just smoke him up and down. And the two things, you can get smoked on what they call the quarter deck, which is like the forward quarter. It's like everything's nautical terms. So it's the forward quarter of the barracks. It's like a little area. It's where they punish everybody for, anything, whatever your infractions are. And then they can also... they also devise these other things. So like there's no mops when you're in Marine Corps basic training. It's scuzz towels. So it's a brown towel that you get at the PX, and it's gross. And then you pour the soapy water on the floor and you get in like a mountain climber position, and then you just like up and down, right? So then he's sweating so much that they have him scuzz toweling his sweat up. So now he's doing this. And this felt like it went on for forever. And Hodges is just like, they're telling him shit and they're screaming at him. And the fucking drill instructors are pouring sweat. This kid's pouring sweat. And then he's puking up all the shit he just ate for lunch into a pile. So he had to scuzz towel it in a pile. And then he's like, they're making him do push-ups and blow bubbles in his puke. And then finally it got to a point where it went on for a while, and I was just like, they might kill this kid, and I might like witness this, like, and then they get to a point where like Hodges can't physically do any more activity. Like he's like completely gassed, and that's still all this screaming going on, and the senior and the drill hats is your 3 drill instructors. You have your senior, your drill hat, who's kind of like the guy in the middle. He's like he's not brand new. And then your kill hat's your youngest guy, who's usually supposed to be like the most psychotic out of all of them. Senior drill instructor's kind of like your daddy, and he'll have his 2 other dudes go out there and mess with you, and then he'll play good cop. He'll come out and he'll be like, drill instructors, and then he'll like talk to everybody or whatever. But our middle hat was like the one who was like I think all that dude did all day was just slam monsters and just look for excuses to mess people up. So these guys, they're just fucking screaming at this kid. And at one point, and the kid went down right in front of me and that other dude. So we're just kind of like standing there, like kind of looking down on him, and they're just barking at him. And then one of the drill instructors walked away. I didn't know he walked away, but he went and grabbed a piece of chalk, and he came over and he just outlined his body on the squad bay floor. And he just took this thing and he just fucking beamed this wad of chalk so hard off the back of Hodges' head. It left like a nubbin of chalk on the back of his bald head. Christ. And then he just like got up, and then like the first person he saw was me, and he just got in my face and he's like, that bitch is dead, like that. And I was just like, yeah, sir, he's dead. And I was like, holy shit, they killed Hodges. Jesus Christ. So that kid made it.